the top of my screen.
Did it show up?
It's showing on mine. On my one. Saying Facebook and YouTube.
Sorry. I can't refresh. Sorry about that.
No, I can see you again.
Okay, good. All right, so we're going to take YouTube off for this because I have to do some setting. And we're live. We're live in the group. We're going. They just saw me dropping F-bombs. We're good. Okay.
Good.
Hello, everyone. We're talking about authenticity here, right? Thank you so much for jumping on here. I have my dear friend Lynnea here with us today. Did I say it right this time? Lynnea? Lynnea. Amanda says Lynnea, doesn't she?
That's
does. Right about that. Okay.
That's okay. I have heard everything in my lifetime.
So. I know. People call me Justin all of the time. So I get it. So I always hate messing up people's names. But I have my friend Lynnea here, and she is a women's empowerment coach. She helps women love who they are and get out of that body image, like, sucker. Mm-hmm. So, my dear, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you love to do? And we'll do this thing.
Yeah. So my journey started about 2.5 years ago. I worked in a corporate job for, I guess at that time would have been almost 13 years. In the job that I thought, I had gone to college for this. This is the job that I wanted. After I graduated from college, this is what I wanted to do. This is the industry I wanted to be in. And then I found myself in a job that no longer lit my soul. I really felt like I was doing the same things every day, and I was really, really good at what I did. But it just no longer lit me up. And I couldn't see myself going anywhere else or having an opportunity within that company to really do what I wanted to do. And then I was really struggling with a lot of that. And then my grandmother died. And I can't say that I still beat myself up a little bit over this as I say this, that it hit me harder than I thought that it ever would have. But I also felt like I learned a little bit, like that was one flip of the switch for me. The day that she died, she said that it's okay. I've lived a good life. And I sat back and I was like, I don't feel like I can say that about myself.
Ooh, I got the goosebumps.
Yeah. And that was the day that I'm like, this needs to change. I don't know what's out there for me to do. I don't know. All I know is I can't stay here. Right. I got to go somewhere, but I can't stay here. So it would have been 2 months after that. My supervisor at the time basically told me at my job that we don't know what we're going to do with you in the next 6 months. You may not have a seat at the table. There has been a lot of down markets in that industry for an extended period of time. Not that I didn't see it coming, but I was like, okay, and at this point, I was trying to get some sort of traction in what was this going to look like? What do I want to do? there's fear there, leaving something that you've done for 14 years, 13, 14 years. And that day, like literally 3 days later, I hired my first mindset coach because she spoke to me, and I'm like, I need to do something. I need some help here. And it was a couple months after that, I wrote my resignation letter for my job because I'm like, I post-dated it and I needed to do something. And it was that time that I started learning about really what it feels like to just love yourself and self-care. And what does that look like? And dreaming a little bit and having a vision to work towards and having an identity outside of my career.
Yeah. Oh, and what you just had your 3-year anniversary of what, leaving your corporate job?
2 years. They eliminated my position 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So they made it easy. I didn't have to use that resignation letter.
Yeah.
They made it easy for me, and it was the universe's sign, like, this is meant for you. This is like, you aren't supposed to spend any more time here, and it's time to move on.
Yeah.
So after that, I became a nutrition coach under a friend's brand for a few months. And that didn't really feel good either. So I graciously told her that, like, this isn't for me. And I went on my own as a nutrition coach and had some success there. And then COVID hit. And if COVID and 2020 has brought us any sort of lessons, many lessons, I feel like, on my end, it is that my business is my business, and I can serve women in whatever capacity that looks like. And my biggest journey has been my self-love journey. And outside of reading Rachel Hollis and, Brene Brown and all of those icons, I've really come with, like, the tangible steps to really pour into yourself and find out who you are, so that, like, I think of it as you have a vision of who you are and what you're supposed to love about yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So now nutrition
isn't
in my forefront. It's just a tool in my toolbox now.
Exactly.
So private clients they get nutrition coaching as well as mindset coaching.
Yeah. And a lot of times, in order to find that sweet spot where someone is like, yeah, this is it, you have to test the waters. You have to just be willing. And I love that you said, you started in network marketing. It just wasn't your jam. You weren't able to show up as yourself. And I can so relate to that, because I just could not connect with not being 100% who I am and showing all versions, good and bad. When your clients come to you, because body love is something that hits my soul too. Like, I after having Georgia, I hated myself so much. It was like I wouldn't even look in the mirror. Like, it was like the mirror was fogged. After a shower, I would go and get dressed in the closet. Like, there's no, like, I hated it. And I didn't even realize what was underneath that. Like, so many times you think, well, if you have a 6-pack, if you get in shape, if you lose weight, you're going to love yourself. but there's another layer to that. Could you speak a bit on that?
There's so many layers on that. Yeah. Diet culture and body image is so ingrained in our culture. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. There are people, you'll see people in the store and you overhear a comment that, you know, oh, she's skinny and she must be healthy. There is seriously something to health at every size.
Yeah.
There is not one size that makes someone healthy or unhealthy. I had an eating disorder. I learned in high school that if I didn't eat, I lose weight.
Wow.
And then, you know how high school works?
Yep.
And that just kind of carried through. And I went from like a size 7, 8 to literally a size 0 in less than a year.
Wow.
And I got to a size 0 and I still didn't love myself. I was the weakest human that I have ever been. And I ride horses. So, and I do a lot of work outside, and it got to the point where I can't toss a saddle up on a horse anymore because I was literally not, I mean, I wasn't feeding myself. So, and I think that most women can probably relate to that at some point in their life. And now, knowing what I know now about self-love and self-care, it is giving ourselves a little bit of grace. It is acknowledging the things that we have done with our bodies. And like, you've grown humans, and, you know, those that work out, you know, you hit PRs in a running distance and you can lift more weight. Like that gets to be more of your vision than just being a size.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. And it breaks my heart how many women don't hear hear your message ever.
Yeah.
They work out, they get to that size, and then they're like, well, okay, I'm here, now what? And then it starts all over again. And that's one thing that I wish I would have really touched on when I was losing weight. Because I had the 6-pack. I was in the white bikini. I'm not in the white bikini anymore, but I was obsessed. I was absolutely obsessed, like worked out every single day for 2 years, like would not miss it. And it became an obsession. And it started to impact my relationships. It started to impact like everything all over again. And I was really starting to hate who I was. And it was like, I reached that point again of like, wait a second, I didn't work this hard to feel like this right now.
Right.
It's awful. And
right.
And social media and TV and society doesn't make it any easier.
It doesn't. And a lot of it, I know you see a lot of it on TikTok. I see a lot of it on TikTok. The other part of this is those people that view women still as in that diet culture and that poor body image and body dysmorphia. That hits our souls too, as we're trying to work through all of this and trying to find our self-love.
Yeah, totally. Like, you know, on TikTok, there's women who get all dolled up and dressed all fancy and, you know, are showing their stuff. And they have huge followings. Mm-hmm. But it was like, I would rather not keep up that like image and have a smaller following with women who believe that they can do however you can show up on TikTok however you want. There's room for everyone, but it's like this overarching image that you have to be a Charlie, or you have to be this or that.
Yep.
So what do we do to help get that message? Like, what do we do as women to banish this whole thing?
One of the first things that I always tell my clients is every one of us is here as a different person. We all have a different journey. We are all different people. We are all here to do different things. If you look at me, I had a really hard time. And here's another thing that 2020 has showed me. I had a really hard time showing myself on social media. I won't lie. I grew up on a farm. I worked in agriculture for almost 15 years. I helped my father-in-law brick houses. I can do all the redneck things with all the rest of the rednecks out there, if we're going to put stereotypes on it. I believe that life is too short to drive something that's boring.
Yeah.
And that was the part of me that I had a really hard time putting on Facebook, because I wasn't seeing it anywhere else.
Yeah.
That I was supposed to paint this Instagram image and have filtered photos and not show the things that I really, really love to do. And I've realized that I am who I am. I love the things that I love because I'm me. And I was comparing myself to everyone else.
Yeah. And what did it feel like that first time that you stepped into that version of you and were like, I got this?
It really lights a fire inside of you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other feeling like it. It's like literally every day you get up and you have this fire. Totally. I don't know how else to explain it, but you're like you have the energy to go out and do the things that you like to do, and not really care what anybody else feels or thinks about it, because the people that are judging you are the ones that are comparing your life to someone else's, and we aren't there to compare.
Yeah.
Because everybody's life looks different.
Right.
It all looks different.
Totally. And I have to, I love your content. I think your content, your content just reminds me of home, like country home, and just the life of just serenity. Like, that's just how I feel like when I watch your videos and see, that's just the vibe you give off. So I want to tell you that you are successfully doing that, because and it is so different, because most body self-love nutrition coaches kind of fit into this image, right? And here you are going against the grain. But did you notice like a total shift in your audience when you did that? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit on that?
So I'm not gonna lie, a lot of what's helped me step into what I'm talking about now versus nutrition, human design has helped me get there. I've done some work with Amber Leanne Drake on human design, and how I am put together from a human design standpoint. I can know nutrition inside and out, but it's an open center for me.
Wow.
And the self-love piece is the thing that I should have been talking about all of this time.
Mm-hmm. Are you a Manny Jen?
I'm a generator.
You're a generator? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I figured. I'm a Manny Jen. And I just like, whenever I talk with people, like I get this, I knew you were either a Manny Jen or a generator, because I feel like we're just like on the same wave there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So all business owners in here, like once I learned where my power was, that's like what made everything just shift. And not that being a nutrition coach felt bad to me, but now that I know that I'm talking about what I'm supposed to be talking about, it adds just a whole other level of excitement to my business every single day. And I feel like I never run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Never.
Do you do human design on your one-on-one clients when they start with you?
It is something that I'm going to be stepping into. I at least want to know what they are.
Yeah, totally. I've been doing a lot of practice, like kind of picking random people to practice doing the charts. And like my little sister, she's a projector, and she's the one that had twins, and she was killing herself to a point of like exhaustion, but her husband's a generator. So here she is, a projector, trying to keep up with the generator's energy. And since I've like talked to her about it, she's like a brand new person. And it's so powerful. And you're right. You can literally learn what your superpower is. Like, that's how I started the pineapple, this whole thing. One of my like Gates, is it Gates? I think that, I can't remember what.
You go from one center to the other.
The abundance keys, isn't it? Like the big thing that I get all of them so mixed up.
I do too.
But anyways,
a lot of information in human design.
When other people are uplifted, when other people are doing what they love, that brings my vibration up, and that brings my manifestation forward. Never would have thought about it, you know. So it's so, and you guys, you can get human design, your chart, for free, and there's YouTube, tons and tons on YouTube. It's not an investment that you have to make, but it definitely helps. And especially getting with a coach who knows human design and has that awareness. Like all of my clients, I have their chart right on my desk. Before we jump on a call, I'm looking at their charts. And another thing is like not looking for the problem. Like, what are you doing that is working? You know, 'cause we're so quick to like slam ourselves down or think at what's the problem?
We're wired like that as a human.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I've been covered in goosebumps head to toe this entire time. I just love your message. I love your passion. You just radiate this heart of gold. And I really have seen, like, we've been Facebook friends for quite some time. Like, I want to say I was still doing network marketing when we first connected.
Yeah, I think maybe Amanda King's group brought us in each other's worlds. Yeah.
But your shift has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you. Like I said, it feels amazing. It's brought another level to my life. It's just, I didn't think life could feel this good.
Right? Yeah. And all the scary shit that you've done, you know, like leaving that secure job to pursue your own business, COVID, shifting into what sets your soul on fire. And then, you know, you always think like, okay, people are going to think I'm nuts. Like I'm jumping again, but it all lines up in the weirdest way.
It does.
Yeah. So
we always have to step towards whatever it is that our gut is telling us, because it's never wrong.
exactly.
Or logic gets in the way, and then it all goes down the tube.
It does. Yeah. Get out of your head. You don't belong there.
Right.
Yeah. Where, my beautiful friend, could these ladies in here find you, or what special gifts do you have to share with them? I'm sure there's gonna be so many that relate to your story and want to know how you did it. So can you share your goods with us?
You can follow me. I mean, on my profile, my group is called Beautifully Badass. We are all about self-love, positivity, or body positivity, and living life uncaged. That is how I live my life. To me, it's throwing out a lot of the expectations of others that I have carried with myself that have never really served me, but I thought that they did, and that they were my story to carry around. And it is really living life as who we are and what we like, and really being uncaged.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And if you wouldn't mind dropping your links when we're done here so that they can find you.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome. And thanks again for coming on here.
Thank you for the invite. This has been awesome.
God, I say this every time, but I swear I could do these for hours and hours and hours. And it's just so, everyone has so many powerful gifts. And even if it may be in the same scheme of things, it's completely different, because we've all got our own story and we've all got our journey. And it's just, you're a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I'm just so glad to have you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
It's great.
Right. If anyone has questions for Lynnea, just she's in the group, so hit her up. She is you're such
I will be back for any questions that anybody has. And
awesome. Well, thank you.
So much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.